Cocaine addiction is a serious public health issue. It affects millions worldwide. According to United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, reported that the global cocaine supply reached a record high in 2022, with more than 2,700 tons of cocaine produced that year, 20% more than in the previous year, and 355,000 HA under coca bush cultivation. Cocaine is a powerful, highly addictive stimulant. The consequences can be devastating. These include health problems, social issues, and even death. Understanding cocaine addiction is crucial. We need to address this complex problem. This docu-series will provide an overview of cocaine addiction. It will cover the drug's history, effects, and addiction development. It will also discuss causes, consequences, treatment, and prevention. This information is for educational purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice. If you or someone you know is struggling, seek professional help. Cocaine addiction is a global problem. It does not discriminate. It affects people of all ages, races, and socioeconomic backgrounds. By understanding cocaine addiction, we can work towards prevention and treatment. We can also support those struggling with this condition.
Cocaine originates from the coca plant. This plant is native to South America. For centuries, indigenous people chewed coca leaves. They used them for their stimulating effects and medicinal properties. In the 19th century, cocaine was isolated from the coca plant. It was initially hailed as a wonder drug, a tropane alkaloid. Tropane alkaloids are a class of bicyclic alkaloids and secondary metabolites that contain a tropane ring in their chemical structure. Tropane alkaloids occur naturally in many members of the plant family Solanaceae. Certain tropane alkaloids, such as cocaine and scopolamine, are notorious for their psychoactive effects. Cocaine was used in various products. These included beverages, medicines, and even Coca-Cola. However, it soon became apparent that cocaine was highly addictive and dangerous. Governments and medical authorities began to recognize the dangers of cocaine. They implemented regulations and restrictions. Despite these efforts, cocaine use and addiction persisted. This continues to be a significant challenge today. The history of cocaine use demonstrates the powerful allure of this drug. On the street, it is called coke, blow, snow, nose candy, stardust, crack, and speedball. Some names are not very obvious. Peruvian lady, Burmese, Colombian, Bolivian powder, baby powder, angel dust, aspirin, icing sugar. It is also essential to highlight the importance of understanding its addictive nature. By learning from the past, we can develop more effective strategies for addressing cocaine addiction in the present.
Cocaine is a powerful stimulant drug. It directly affects the brain. It disrupts neurotransmitters, chemical messengers in the brain. Cocaine primarily targets dopamine, associated with pleasure and reward. It blocks dopamine reuptake, causing a buildup in the synapse. This creates an intense feeling of euphoria, often called a high. Cocaine produces its psychoactive and addictive effects primarily by acting on the brain's limbic system, a set of interconnected regions that regulate pleasure and motivation. An initial short-term effect, a buildup of the neurochemical dopamine, gives rise to euphoria and a desire to take the drug again. Repeated use changes the brain's reward pathways. The frontal cortex becomes impaired and less likely to prevail over the urges, leading to addiction.
Addiction is a complex process. It doesn't happen overnight. It typically involves a gradual progression. This progression often starts with experimentation. A person may try cocaine out of curiosity or peer pressure. They may enjoy the initial euphoria and pleasurable effects. As they continue to use cocaine, their brain chemistry begins to change. Tolerance develops. They need higher doses to achieve the desired effects. This can lead to increased drug-seeking behavior and a loss of control over their drug use. Over time, cocaine use shifts from a recreational activity to a compulsive need. The individual may experience cravings. Cocaine causes many types of intermediate-term alterations in brain cell functioning. For example, exposure to the drug can alter the amounts of dopamine transporters or dopamine receptors present on the surface of nerve cells. The changes involving genes, however, are exciting. They occur in the limbic system, the primary site for cocaine effects, and are sufficiently fundamental and long-lasting to contribute significantly to the transition from drug abuse to addiction. They may find it difficult to function without the drug. They may withdraw from social activities and neglect responsibilities. Addiction is a chronic, relapsing disease. It affects the brain and body. It requires ongoing management and support for recovery. Understanding the stages of addiction is crucial for early intervention and effective treatment. We must mention here that there are 5 stages of addiction: initiation, experimentation, regular or continued use, risky use, dependence, and addiction.
Section 5. Why addiction happens. Unraveling the causes. Cocaine addiction is a complex disorder. It arises from a combination of factors. These include biological, psychological, and social elements. Genetic predisposition plays a role. Research suggests that individuals with a family history of addiction may be more susceptible to developing cocaine addiction. However, having a genetic predisposition does not guarantee addiction. Psychological factors also contribute. People with underlying mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, or trauma may be more likely to use cocaine as a form of self-medication. Social and environmental factors are also influential. Peer pressure, exposure to drug use, and socio-economic disadvantage can increase the risk of cocaine addiction. It's important to note that addiction is not a sign of weakness or a moral failing. It is a complex medical condition that requires comprehensive treatment and support. Benzoyl is the primary metabolite of cocaine. It is formed by hydrolysis of cocaine in the liver and excreted in the urine of cocaine users. It is the compound tested for in most cocaine urine drug screens and wastewater screenings for cocaine use.
Section 6. The high cost of cocaine. Physical and mental consequences. Cocaine addiction takes a heavy toll on the wallet, body, and mind. Some addicts consume about 1.2 gram to 2.5 gram of cocaine per day. A gram of cocaine costs between $50 and $100. London reportedly consumes about 23 kilograms daily, with a street value of 2.775 mercers daily. Annual consumption stands at about 8 tons of cocaine. According to the 2018 United Nations Office on Drug and Crime report, Drug Use in Nigeria, the first large-scale, nationwide national drug use survey in Nigeria, 1 in 7 persons, aged 15 to 64 years, had used a drug in the past year. Also, 1 in 5 individuals who had used drug in the past year is suffering from drug-related disorders. Drug abuse has been a cause of many criminal offenses such as theft, burglary, sex work, and shoplifting. The physical consequences can be very severe. Cocaine is a vasoconstrictor. This means it narrows the blood vessels. This can lead to a range of cardiovascular problems. These include increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, heart attack, and stroke. Cocaine use can also damage other organs. These include the lungs, kidneys, liver, and nose. About mental health is also affected. Cocaine addiction is associated with an increased risk of depression, anxiety, paranoia, psychosis, and suicidal thoughts. The consequences of cocaine addiction are not limited to the individual. They can also have devastating effects on families, relationships, and communities.
Section 7. Breaking free. Treatment and recovery from cocaine addiction. Recovery from cocaine addiction is possible. It requires comprehensive treatment and ongoing support. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to treatment. The most effective treatment plans are tailored to the individual's needs. Detoxification is often the first step. This involves safely managing withdrawal symptoms as the body clears itself of cocaine. Behavioral therapies are crucial for addressing the psychological aspects of addiction. These therapies help individuals identify triggers, develop coping mechanisms, modify unhealthy thoughts and behaviors, and build relapse prevention skills. Medications may be used to manage cravings and reduce the risk of relapse. However, medication is most effective when combined with behavioral therapies. Support groups such as Cocaine Anonymous provide a safe and supportive environment for individuals in recovery. They offer peer support, encouragement, and accountability.
Section 8. Stopping addiction before it starts. Prevention strategies. Preventing cocaine addiction is crucial for reducing the prevalence of this devastating disorder. Effective prevention strategies target individuals, families, and communities. Education is paramount. Educating young people about the risks and consequences of cocaine use can help them make informed decisions. Early intervention is essential. Identifying and addressing risk factors such as mental health issues, trauma, and family history of addiction can help prevent cocaine use from escalating into addiction. Policy interventions can also play a role. Stricter drug laws, law enforcement efforts, and community-based prevention programs can help reduce the availability and desirability of cocaine. Creating supportive environments that promote healthy coping mechanisms, stress management, and positive social connections is essential for preventing cocaine addiction.
Section 9. Cocaine's ripple effect, social and economic impacts. Cocaine addiction has far-reaching social and economic consequences. The costs associated with cocaine addiction are substantial. They place a significant burden on individuals, families, and society as a whole. Healthcare costs are a major concern. Treating cocaine addiction and its related health complications is expensive. This includes emergency room visits, hospitalizations, medications, and ongoing therapy. Cocaine addiction also contributes to lost productivity. Individuals struggling with addiction may experience job loss, reduced work performance, and an inability to maintain employment. Cocaine addiction fuels crime. Individuals may engage in criminal activities such as theft or drug dealing to support their drug habit. This leads to increased law enforcement costs, court expenses, and incarceration rates. Addressing the social and economic impacts of cocaine addiction requires a multifaceted approach. This includes prevention programs, treatment services, law enforcement efforts, and social support systems.
Section 10. A call to action. Addressing the cocaine epidemic. Cocaine addiction is a complex public health crisis. It requires a collective effort. Understanding causes and treatments helps reduce addiction. Prevention is key. Educate young people about risks and promote healthy alternatives. Early intervention is crucial. Access to affordable treatment is essential. Recovery is possible with the right support. By working together, we can make a difference. Please subscribe to see more content like this, share and like my videos.